Welcome everybody to the Learning Tube, where we teach you tips and strategies that you can use in your online business and just to be overall efficient in whatever you have to do. These sessions are recorded and they're posted in the Facebook group, which you see here, and also sent via email and uploaded to our Learning Tube YouTube channel, usually within 24 hours. Now, today, if you got that text message, give me a one in the chat. Are you getting those text messages? We're going to be talking about another way to be more efficient. Remember, efficiency allows you to save time, and time is always money. Time is money. So, you want to make sure that you are utilizing all the ways that you can be more efficient in whatever you're doing online. And a part of online is browsing. We always browse on the internet to search for whatever we want, and we browse using varying web browsers. I love to use Google Chrome, and there are many other web browsers out there, but Google Chrome is my preference. We have Microsoft Edge, we have Mozilla Firefox, we have Safari, Opera, Brave. There's so many different browsers out there, but Google Chrome is what I prefer to use, and that's what I'm talking about today with maximizing your efficiency with tab management. Now, when you're using your browser to search through and review any particular website, we have the option to open a new tab. There is an option to open a new window, but most persons open a new tab. New window and tab, they're different things. The new window will open, let's say, for lack of a better term, in a box by itself, a window, but the tab will be in an existing window with other tabs, if you get what I mean. So right now on my screen, I have one big window with all of these tabs. So that's the difference. So the window, I'm able to maximize, minimize all kind of stuff with the one window. And in this window, I have several different tabs open. So we're going to be talking about tab management. Now, has anybody ever had any problems maneuvering their tabs? Like you'd wish there's a better way to have things more organized, have things laid out in a way that helps you to be able to find things more easily. Now, the reason I have all these tabs open is that because this is about tab management, I had to just throw on as many tabs that I could find just to show you how things can be better. So Michelle says every day, Cheryl says sure, and Anna Marie as well. Because usually for a presentation, I don't have my tabs open like this. I usually try to keep things neat and clean so that I can have things organized. Any tabs that I would have open are tabs that I'm going to be using in my presentation. So that's why I have all these open. Now on my regular, it looks like this. But I have some sort of organization going on if I need to have that. So the first thing we're going to be looking on is tab grouping. And I remember seeing Anna Marie saying she learned that based on the Learning Tube. This is something that I've spoken about in other sessions. If you look at the replays, you will see that I've done this already. But we always have new people coming along, and it's always good to have a refresher. Tab grouping is one of the main things I use for organizations for my tabs. And as I said in a previous session, they made it even better by allowing you to be able to save your tab grouping. Usually in the past, when you did your tab grouping, meaning you have one tab and within that tab, you have other tabs in it. So the tab, you have a main group, and then within that tab, you have other tabs where you can look at for common reasons. You used to be able to do it, but you didn't have the option to save it, where when you close your browser window and you reopen it, it wouldn't be there anymore. But you do have the option now to have them there when you need them. Now, why would you have a group tab? For whatever reason, if there are multiple tabs of the same kind of niche or category that you're always using, you may want to have a group tab to have it there to go back and look at whenever you need to, instead of having to continuously reopen the same tabs. So that's why I have it. So right here, you'll see I have several groupings. I have tried to come up with names that are not necessarily descriptive of what they are, because since I usually have these open all the time, I don't necessarily want persons knowing exactly what there are. Now you see groups, so you know that it's a group. You see list, you know it's a list, but you don't know what kind of list and you don't know what kind of groups. All right. So I tried to come up with names that are not descriptive of what are in the tabs, because I do training and I'm using the same browser to do the training. And as I said, I've done it where the tabs groups will consistently reopen even when I shut down and log off or whatever and close the tabs. So I have a question here from Megan. Would you create a group tab if you're using the different tabs in a presentation? Sure. So let's say I'm doing a presentation. Like last week, we looked at AI tool directories. I could have a tab called, as you see here, AI, and in there I have my AI tool directories that I'm going to be talking about. And then maybe I have another tab where I'm talking about tips for so and so, and I have that tab having several different, maybe Google Docs that are discussing different things. So I would have things arranged in a way where it's easy for me to understand. All right, so this is not a tool that we're using. We're using Google Chrome browser. And within Google Chrome browser, we're able to group our tabs. So I'm going to show you how easy it is. So right here, I have 3 Zoom tabs that I have open. One is just the regular Zoom tab that opens when you start a session. I think one of them is the actual Learning Tube setup that we have, and so on. So if I want these 3 tabs, or even 4, I have another one here, a 5th one. I want all these tabs to be in one tab. Let's say I call it Zoom session. This is as easy as how I do it. I'll right click on one of the tabs, and then I'll go to the area that allows me to, let's see, where it says add to group. I'm going to go to new group. And I'm just going to call this Zoom sessions. I'm going to be providing you with a doc that has all of these ways to be efficient with your tab management and the steps to do it. So don't worry about that. So this is what I said is new. This can allow me to save the tab, the group. But if you don't want to save it, meaning you don't want it to always be there, only in the session that you're using it for now, you want it to have it, you don't need to check this. But if it's something that you're always going to want those same tabs to be within this group, whenever you close your browser, turn off your computer, when you open your browser, you always want this group with those tabs in there, then you click the save group option. Right? So if you don't need it to be there all the time, then you don't click the save group option. So I'm going to leave it unchecked just to, because I don't want it to stay there. And you have the option to change your color. So I can have this color, any of these colors that are here, and change them accordingly. All right, so I can use this yellow color right here if I choose to, or I can leave it on gray, purple, this blue color here. And all I'll do after that is just press enter. So I'm using Chrome browser, Google Chrome browser. All right. So for Safari, maybe they have their options there, but we're focused on Chrome for today's session. Now, all you would do now is move the tabs into the group. And you'll know they're in there because notice that there's a line right here, and it will extend across the other tabs that are in the group. So I'm going to hold down on this tab and drag it in the group. Notice now it has the color on it. I'm going to drag this one in there. So right now, notice that we have these 3 Zoom. How we know? When I collapse the tab, you notice that they're not showing. So I have them still open, but I'm more organized because I have them within this group. I'm going to drag this one over here and then come over here and drag that one in there. So this Zoom session has 4 different tabs in there. And when I collapse it, it only shows the one area. So that now allows you to have multiple tabs within the same group. And for me, as I said, it allows me to be so much more efficient because I don't have to have all of them scattered all over the place. I can have a better aesthetic with my organization here without having everything shown. So I could have, as you notice here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different groups going on right here. And I can have them there during my session and not have all the tabs being shown for everyone to see. So let me know what you think about that. I see Anna Marie said she started that for herself. How have you found it, Anna Marie? Do you find it more efficient for you? So Nicole says this will be helpful for me. It seems simple enough, but it is something that definitely you're going to find improves and turns up your productivity efficiency all the way up because you're more organized. You'll be surprised how organization can help us in all aspects of our life. As I said, we all struggle with being organized. So anything that can help us to kind of better our workflow is something that you need to explore. So that's quite simple, quite easy. How would you decide what kinds of tabs to group up together? Anything like niche, like topic, similar topic, anything, once it's something that's related to each other. So, Tanita, you're saying Edge has it, but you haven't used it. Seeing it now, I definitely will. I'm out of space with my favorites menu. Yes, most browsers will have variations of this option. So, even though I'm showing you Google Chrome browser, you can look in your preferred browser and see if it's there. So, Debo, you're saying game changer. I have hundreds of tabs open at that time. I do too. I do too. So, that's why when I saw that we can have group management with putting it in groups, it definitely saves us a whole lot of time. And if you want to unlock the group or ungroup, as they would say, just right click on the name of the group and simply ungroup, and the group will disappear. And the tabs will be there shown again. So quite simple, quite easy to do. And let me see, this one was one that I created in one of the sessions already. You can hide the group. I've never used the hide group option, but it also gives you the option to move the group to a new window. Let's look and see what that does, because I've never used that option even though it's there. So if you move it to a new window now, remember I said that this is one big window with all these tabs. Look at what it looks like when I move it to a new window. You see that? It shows the group still, but now it's showing me. I can actually see the tabs there open, but I can still have them there. So you notice that when we move it to a new window, we can still collapse and open it. So it's just showing that you can extract. Let's look at it as extracting our group tab to another space if you choose to. So I actually have two windows open now. I have this window, see it here, with my AI tool directories group tab, and I have this other window here open with my other multiple tabs and my other groups. So it's all about your organization, how you want to do things, all right? So that's what we look at when it comes to tab grouping. So remember, this session is all about tab management with Google Chrome browser. Now you may be wondering, but if I don't have Google Chrome browser, how do I get it? So to get Google Chrome browser, you go into a new tab and or whatever your browser currently calls this, new window, new tab, and you simply go to download Chrome browser. And it will take you to an area, gives you the option to download it because it doesn't come with your computer. Google Chrome browser doesn't come with your computer, so you'd have to download it to have it. So here we go to google.com/Chrome, and we have the option now to download here. So you can check this option out. You need to download Chrome if you don't have it. Chrome really is one of the better browsers out there, mainly because of security. You'll find that Google Chrome may not open certain websites that Microsoft Edge easily, quickly opens. So Edge is not the best when it comes to security, but Google Chrome is definitely top when it comes to security. You don't want to have a browser that's going to open any and anything that may be dangerous for your computer. So Chrome has a lot of built-in features that basically warns you and say, but this site doesn't seem the best to open. Not in those words, but it gives you warning messages with certain things. Karen is saying Chrome is better or AI apps. Oh, you're saying Google Chrome is better for most things. You notice that most web applications, they tend to build whatever they're building to work best with Chrome because they know Chrome is the best, right? So that's one of the main reasons why they do it. There is a reason why people are doing things built best for it. All right. So that's when it comes to tab management. Now you're also able to pin a tab. You can pin a tab, and pin a tab works similar to when you save a group. But pinning the tab is an individual tab. So let's say here I have one of these tabs here. This is a Google Slides. So if I want to pin it, I right click on it and I go to pin the tab. And look what happens. It's going to jump right over to the top left. And what happens now? When I close my browser and reopen it, this pin tab will always be here. So it will always be here unless I decide to unpin it or I close it. So pinning a tab, when you reopen your browser, the pin tab is usually still there. So that's another option, but you're not pinning, it's not a group, it's the single individual tab that you're pinning. So the group is still more efficient if the tabs that you're working with are related. So Megan, you're saying Microsoft who owns Edge would probably disagree. Of course, they're not going to say that theirs is not the best. Who's going to say that and you're the creator, right? But Chrome all the way for me for many years, and they just keep getting better and better. I don't see myself switching anytime soon, but I'm not here to debate best or better or whichever one. I'm letting you know how you can be more efficient if you're a Chrome user. And if I can convert some along the way, that will help as well. So, all right, Jane, so you're here. Welcome, welcome to today's session being on live. And remember, you can always catch the replay if you're not able to attend live, all right? So we're going to move on to that. So the pin one is quite easy. There's nothing to do. Just pin, unpin. So if I don't want it here anymore, I right click and I can unpin it and it will go away. Notice it went away. It didn't go back to where it was. It's gone. Note that, right? Note that. So if you're pinning it, unpin it, you want to make sure that you know that when you unpin, it's not there anymore. Now, when you are browsing the internet, and I know it's happened to a whole lot of us. Yes, it has. You're going through, maybe you're in a presentation, and all of a sudden you're hearing sound. Like, where is that sound coming from? Where is that sound coming from? What did I go on that has sound? And it's disturbing whatever you're doing, or it's a sound that you don't want to be played for everybody to be hearing. Not that you decided to play it, it just started to play. Has that happened to you? Where you're just going through minding your business, browsing on the internet, and all of a sudden you're hearing sound, either it be music or somebody talking or some kind of presentation, or what is going on? Where is that sound coming from? How can I stop it? I know it's happened to a lot of you. Now, when it comes to sound from a tab, usually there's some indicator which tab the sound is coming from. Now, if you have a million tabs open, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to find which tab, but there's usually an identifying mark that lets you know which tab the sound is coming from. Who knows? Have you ever seen it? What's the identifying mark on the tab that lets you know that that tab is where sound is coming from? So Lynette, you're saying, I'm so happy of the feature you're about to show. Yvonne, it happened to you today? Who knows that identifying mark? There's an identifying marker on the tab. It's well, is it a bell actually? It's a speaker? What is it? We call it the volume icon. Let's call it the volume icon. The reason I call it the volume icon, it looks like this, right? So the speaker, audio. So that's good. So speaker, audio, volume, all those three are acceptable. Trumpet, horn. It has so many, but we know what we're talking about, right? We know what the icon looks like. So it has multiple functions. We know what it looks like. So you usually see this icon. So if it has ever happened to anyone, or if it happens to you in the future, this is the first icon you're going to look for on your tab. So let me give you a demonstration. Right now I have the Learning Tube YouTube channel open. Let me just drop the link if anybody wants to subscribe to the channel. Let me just open it in a new tab. So I'm going to put the channel link here. So if you want to subscribe to our Learning Tube channel, you can do so. So the Learning Tube YouTube channel, subscribe to the channel. Where you say, come back to my channel and you want to subscribe to the channel. So you can click on that to subscribe. And remember, as they say, to turn on your post notifications. So to turn on your notifications, after you subscribe, your button will look like this. And then make sure you turn this on, all. Anytime they say turn on your post notifications, if you watch enough YouTube videos, you're going to hear that. make sure it says all. So you're notified when a video is posted. If it just says personalized, you're not going to be notified when all videos are posted. And if you don't do any of these, then you won't be notified at all. Right? So Debo, you said recently found this out before I thought my laptop was haunted. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to find the sound. All right, so let's go back here. I'm gonna play this.
Welcome everyone to the
I'm
Learning
playing
Tube.
it
This
low so
is
that it
Ava.
doesn't
Hope
disrupt us
everyone
too
is
much.
doing
All right,
well.
so
Thank you for joining us live for this training session.
let me mute it. Let me see if I mute it if it will still show. All right, so look what we talk about. Look what we're talking about. You see what I'm talking about? Look at it. Where is it? Where did it go? Oh, it came off. Let me play again.
Again, Daydream, for those just joining, be sure to join
So
the
you
group
see the
and
icon is
post
there.
in the group. We love to hear from you and what
Yes?
you're up to with your
So the
online
reason that I'm going back
ventures.
to pause
Remember
it,
that
just in case it's interfering with how loud I am sounding when I'm talking, because I'm sharing with my sound, so it may be louder than I am. So you saw the icon. Yes, good. So all you would do is just right click on it and click mute site. You don't even have to go on it, you know. So you could be not on it. I'm going to play it again and not speak. All right.
access to nowadays.
Right click,
Who else is happening?
mute. So notice we're not hearing anything. And what you see? You see that? The line comes through the icon. It's muted. So that's a quick way to mute it, because trust me, when you're in a position where you don't want any sound or it was dead silence and then all of a sudden your computer is there blasting a particular sound or a sound that shouldn't be blasted, you want to shut that down immediately. Yes? So that's a quick way to do that. We're just throwing that one in because sometimes, as we know, that mystery sound, you're wondering if your computer is haunted, what's going on. You're able to do that. So, Lynette, you're saying you normally click on the drop down in the top on the left where my groups are. Okay, because it's not in the window that we are in. All right, so do whatever works. But once you can identify the tab by that particular icon, you're able to quickly mute the sound. So muting a tab, knowing how to mute a tab is extremely important, especially when this sound comes out of the blue, very inappropriate, and just makes you want to just disappear. Like, oh my God, this sound is coming from my computer and disturbing and disrupting everything, right? So easy way to mute your tab and identify which tab has sound coming from it. So very important to see. Now, after doing that, it's good to just lead right into this other feature where this is one a lot of people know, but some people don't know. And when after you know it, it's going to be game changing and life changing for you and reduce all your heart attacks that you haven't have had in the past. Have you ever been going through, you have multiple tabs, and by accident, you close a tab and you don't know how to get back to what you had? Yes, yes, raise your hand, high five. You've closed that tab and you don't know how to get back to that tab. It's happened to so many people. But don't worry, there's a way to get around that. So let's say this same tab here, right? We know that it's the learning tube. See here, AI tool directories, all this. And I closed it by accident. Oh my God, what's gonna happen? How am I gonna manage? Oh my. All you do, right click on an empty area on your bar and just say reopen close tab. It's gonna open back the same tab that you had open with the same content. Did you see that? Did you miss it? Was that too fast? I'm gonna close it again. Close it, and I'm gonna right click in an empty area on the far right, and then just go to reopen close tab, and it will reopen the same tab. Easy, easy, easy. When I found out how to do this, my life was never the same. When you're doing your research or whatever you're doing on the internet, you found this magnificent, maybe new tool, and you didn't look at what the website was, so you're not sure what it's called or how to ever find it back. So definitely knowing how to reopen a closed tab is important. And also, if I do it again, it's going to reopen the next close tab that I had. So this was another part. Close this, and when I do it again, it's gonna reopen another and another and another and so on. All right, so it's gonna reopen in the last of the last of the last tab. So you can back as much as it may allow you to do so. So the replay of this session will be on the YouTube channel, and all our other that we've done are on the channel as well. All right. So learn how to reopen your last closed tab. Life changing. I don't know about you, but I found it very life changing because when you found something that is great, you want to have it and not lose it. So make sure you learn how to reopen your closed tab. Now, who was it? Debo, you had said that you have multiple tabs open, just like myself. And sometimes when we have all these tabs open, we don't even know how to find a particular tab that we were using. Like, for instance, you had a Facebook tab open, but you have so many tabs open, you can't find back the Facebook tab. Has that happened to you? So you know the tabs you have open, and you know you have some Facebook, you have some Zoom, you have some maybe Google Docs, Google Sheets, YouTube, but find it easily. The icon is so small, you're not able to see it to find it. Yeah? Has that happened to you? Happened to me all the time. So Google Chrome has an option for tabs where you can search through the tabs that you have open. You can search through the tabs. So Debo, you're saying people be out there thinking this is simple stuff. They don't know this reopen last tab hack just saved me hours family arguments. Wow. Yeah, these things seem simple, but trust me, when it happens to you and that a particular feature exists, your world comes crumbling down. Obviously, I'm being dramatic, but I mean, when you are doing something that's important and you've lost it and you don't know that you can reclaim it, it's like terrible. So always know that there are features that are going to make your life. All right, so we are able to search through the tabs. So simple. Right here, this little arrow, click on it. Have you ever seen this? Who has seen that little arrow on the top left? Have you seen that little arrow? I think Lynette was saying that maybe that's what she was using. Have you seen that little arrow? So click it. And when you click that arrow, did you see? Didn't see the arrow? Click the arrow. If only mine would click. Finally. Too many tabs open. It was like, oh my God, we can't click. So it shows you all of your tabs. So you're not going to look through. You're going to say, all right, I know I have a Facebook tab open. Maybe it's multiple, but guess what? I can just type in Facebook. Well, Facebook is not the best one to use because I have too many Facebook. I have too many Facebook open. So you can just type in YouTube, then press enter. It's going to go straight to the YouTube tab. Right? So you don't see your arrow, Anna Marie? Not sure. Mine is on the top left. The top left. That's where the arrow is. On the top left, pointing down. All right? So that allows you to be able to search through and find a particular tab. So let me do it again. I have a Yahoo tab open. I just type in Yahoo, press enter. Or, as you notice, it shows me the tabs here, so I can just look right here, but I can press enter me straight to whichever I have open and so on. So you can get. So Debo, you're saying, yes, it's not drama. It's really serious. Now I'm here for the title, The Little Arrow. Thought the iPhone was the only hack Chrome had. Chrome had so many hacks that even this session is only about tabs. We're talking about tab management. They have many different hacks out there for efficiency, make your life overall much easier. So has anybody used that tab search? Do you find it useful? Do you think it doesn't really make sense? You get to search through it manually fast? If so, that means you definitely don't use a lot of tabs. So your arrow is on the top right. All right. So maybe yours is set up a bit different. Okay, Anna Marie, as long as you found it, that's the important thing. So Michelle, it will be super helpful. Definitely anything that can speed up the process. And Yvonne, you'll be able to use this. Great, great, great. All right, so we've gone through so far we've gone through the tab grouping, pin the tab, mute the tab, reopen tab, tab search. What are we going to look at next? Moving the tabs. Sometimes we want to move them around. So you should know by now that if you want to move a tab, you should click on it and drag it, either left or right. So my computer is freezing up a bit on me. I think maybe I have too many tabs open. It's open, guys. But of course, for this session, I needed to have them open to be able to show you properly what's going on. All right. So, ready. So to move the tab, hold on the tab, whether it be left, see? All right. Let me move it in between these zoom ones. If it will move, as I said, my computer is freezing up on me. So I moved it in between these zooms so you can easily see it. All right. So easy way to move your tab. No, that's a single tab. Suppose you want to move 10 tabs at once. Can you move 10 tabs at once? Can you move 10 tabs at once? Have you moved 10 tabs at once? Would there be a reason to move 10 tabs at once? Yes, if you want organization and you want all those tabs to be in a general area. Yes. All right, so it's a bit gargled, I think, because my internet may be having a bit of trouble. Are you hearing me clearly now? Because I realized that the internet is lagging. Sorry about that, guys. You know, internet issues. I want to move multiple tabs at the same time. Now, this is for a Windows computer, so I'm going to mention the CTRL button, but you can try it on a Mac and see if Command does the same thing for you because they're similar functions. With the Mac Command and with the Windows computer, CTRL, Control button. So if I wanted to move, let me show you. Let's say I want to move this zoom. I'm going to click on it. Taking a bit of time to register. So you see that they don't want to make me shine, right? And then I'm going to hold down my CTRL button and click on all the other tabs that I want to move. All right. So I'm going to hold down my CTRL button on my computer, on my keyboard. I'm going to click on all the other tabs that I want to move. Guys, I don't even know if I'm still here. My screen is black. I'm having some serious issues right now. Are you still hearing me? Give me a one. Okay, hear me. My screen black for you too? Everything's frozen. So wait to unfrozen. So you click on the tab and then you're gonna hold down your key on your keyboard and then you're gonna click on the other tabs that you want to move, right? So let me see, let me start again because as I said, the computer is up on me, guys. So let me click on this one over here. You're gonna hold down CTRL and then the other tabs you want to move. I'm clicking on that are not necessarily beside each other, just so that you can see don't have to be beside each other. Hopefully we can see how this works with the computer freezing up on me. Hopefully it does work. All right. Yes, Debo, they're sabotaging me, right? Because I said Chrome was better. All right. So what you would tab that you clicked on when you're on your CTRL button, you will release your and start moving. Hold down, keep held down on that last tab, and then just start moving the tabs. I hope that this works and hope that you're able to see. But if you're not able to see, then you can try it on your own step. So you would click on the tab. Yes, you click on the tab first, hold down the CTRL button, and click on the other tabs with the button held down. Then you would release the button after you've clicked on the last tab you want to move, and then drag on that tab. Right, so let me see if it will work for me because my computer is completely freezing up drastically. All right, so it's not even doing what it's supposed to do. All right, so let me click off of that again. All right, let me see, let me see. I'm gonna stop the share, guys. I'm going to, you can see if having all these tabs open, which you should have tabs open, and sometimes it retaliates, that is what's causing me to freeze up. All right, so I'm just gonna reduce some of these tabs. What do you think so far? Things are gonna make you more when it comes to your management, Google Chrome. Learning them in a vacuum right now, not seem like, oh, it will make me more efficient. But when it comes into practice, when you have to use them, it definitely comes in handy. Especially as I said, that reopen tab, reopen close tab, that's gonna change your life right there. That one is going to change. Because when I first found out about that particular feature, it was the most amazing thing that ever happened to me. So I hope it will be the same for you as well. Definitely a feature that you need to explore and see if it works. So I'm just opening some of the tabs just to see if it works for me and things go. As you know, sessions are unpredictable. Computers go. Sometimes they give trouble, sometimes they don't. So we have to just go through and work. So today, I think this is the worst that's ever gone. I'm not showing my screen, guys. I said I stopped the share. For those who were listening earlier, I had stopped the share so that I can reduce the tabs. Remember, I told you I stopped the share. I stopped the share, guys. So all you're going to be seeing is either Lorette's image or you're going to see my name on the screen. All right, I'm just checking the chat to see what some person is writing. Right. So when we are on our own screen, so yes. And Diane, with the grouping, because it's giving trouble to do it, I don't know if I can demonstrate it again. So maybe it's best to catch that one in the replay. But all I did was right click on the tab that I wanted to start the group. And then I looked for add to group. All right. That's what I did. All right, so definitely don't usually have problems with it getting slow when I'm sharing my screen. My computer is just quite out of whack right now. Okay. So, Mrs. Adams, not sure what you're asking. I'm not showing my screen at the moment. As I said, I was trying to close some tabs. So I'm going to share it and see if I realize that's not going to help. My whole computer is freezing up on me because just trying to share the screen, it's slowing. Let's see what you right. As I said, I'm gonna be giving you the steps that you need to do this. Yes. Yes. As I said, guys, I shared. That's why you weren't seeing anything. I stopped the share. I wasn't sharing anything, all right? I stopped the share just to regroup, literally. All right. So we're talking about moving the tab. So let's see if it got the break. So you click on the tab, then your CTRL button. You're going to click on the tabs you want to move. Once you've clicked on the last tab you want to move, you want to release your control, your CTRL. And then notice my mouse is on the left. Don't go anywhere. You're going to stay on the last tab and hold down the last tab and drag. Oh my gosh. Do you see those three tabs moving together? Tell me you lagging. Do you see that? All right. So picture that was like, all right. So when you move them where you want, so I want to show you they don't have to be beside each other. So I'm going to do this Yahoo one right here. I hope that's not my inbox. Okay. And then I'm going to do the Learning Tube YouTube. I'm going to do this Facebook one over here. All right. And then I'm going to drag. You see what happened? Let me do that again. I'm going to click on the YouTube. I'm sure they don't have to be beside each other. Will end up beside each other once you do your dragging. So let me turn off this. So I hold on the one. I'm holding on the Google Chrome, the Google Drive. I'm doing the YouTube. There goes my screen again, guys. And that's a wrap. We were doing management. You need to know when to quit. Enough is enough, Ava. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. All right, here we are. So I'm going to drag now. Look at what happened. So the YouTube one is here. The Google Drive one is here. And the Facebook one is here. Look what's going to happen when I drag. Did you see? They came together. So the tabs don't have to be right beside each other. They can be all over the place. Hold on your CTRL button and then click on all the ones, CTRL button, and click on the last tab to move them all as one. All right? Wow, guys, there's a first time for everything. I've never experienced this going on with my presentation ever. And anybody who has done with me knows that this don't happen. What's going on? This never happens. What is so? Those are the ones that we have gone through so far. Moving the tabs, moving multiple tabs. I love moving multiple tabs because guess what? When you have a whole lot of tabs, who has time to move them one by one? Nobody. Nobody has by one. So as that feature, that's the features how to maximize your efficiency with management Google Chrome. Is all about tab management extensions. And you all know this one. You know this one that I'm going to show you. What's a tab management extension? It allows you to quickly organize your tabs. And extensions are what add functionality to your. I've done this many times in different sessions. In Google Chrome, it's called an extension and it just adds additional function. So to have tab management extension, first the Chrome Web Store. So you open a new tab and you're going to go to the Chrome Web Store. And in the Chrome Web Store, you can search for the tab management extensions that you're interested in. So Chrome Web Store. Let's see if we can go there. Chrome Web Store. Right, in Chrome Web Store, you're going to click on this link. It takes you right to extensions. So there are three extensions that allow you tab management. The one you've heard us always talk about. Let me see who has followed our session. When I've talked about it, it allows you to tabs quickly move extension. What's the name? We've used it multiple times in different sessions, even if that's not what we're teaching. It is called one tab. So one tab. All right. All right, guys, I'm not gonna fight it. I'm not gonna fight it. We're having a lot of technical difficulties today, so I'm just gonna call it a wrap. But the document that I'm gonna share with you, it has the information there, so you can try certain things. That's your homework. That's your homework. when you get the doc, when you see the replay. All right. So I can share it in the chat now. Yes, I can share it in the chat, but we're going to include it with the replay. So you'll get it then, but I can share it in the chat so that you can look on it. All right. So I see person say I'm breaking up. I'm breaking up. I'm breaking up. So sorry about that, guys. Technical difficulties beyond my control. All right. I was saying I'm breaking up. I know I'm breaking up. A lot of people telling me that. So I'm sorry. I apologize. There's nothing I can do about it, but I'm definitely going to wrap this session and share a doc with you so that you continue on your own. All right. Yes, I'm clear now. Thank you. So I'm going to share that document with the replay because, as I said, my computer is completely freezing up, going haywire. So to try to share it is going to be about half an hour to try to share that with you. All right, guys. So thank you so much for joining me in today's session. I apologize for all of the glitches that we had. As you know, it's a live session. Technical issues occur, but you just have to go through them and make the situation. All right. So sorry that it may not have been the best due to technical issues, but the replay is here. And trust me, the replay is not going to have me or shouldn't have me glitching. So you should be able to hear me properly on recording. All right, guys. So thank you and have a great rest of your day, night, evening. Note that we are not going to have a Learning Tube session next Thursday. It's the 4th of July, Independence in the United States. So we don't usually have a session on that day. It's a holiday. And the other week, we're not going to have a session either. You're going to get an email letting you know what's going on. So we're going to have a 2-week break from the resume regular on the appropriate date. So there's a YouTube channel that will post the replay. We send via email as well once you're registered, and we post. So 3 ways to get the replay of the session. Have a great day. Bye, guys. Bye. I'm gonna go restart this computer, guys. Bye. All right. So I share, Ivana, share it with the replay. My computer is going me to share it now. Trust me, we'll be here all day. Bye, guys.